This all is off-field stuff. 90%, and I might be disputed, of being a great referee, of being a great leader in football is off the field and prior to the game, not on the field. Most everybody at college level, no matter where you're working, are competent officials. They can call fouls. But can they work together? Can they become a crew? Can they become a family? That's up to the referee. The referee, off-season, gets to know these guys. He knows their wife's name when he calls their house. Hello, Jane, how are you? Is Bill there? Instead of saying, is Bill there? He writes letters before the season expecting everybody to get involved, telling them what he expects from the crew. Pete Morelli is the finest referee for doing all that. He sends 3 or 4 letters prior to the season explaining all of the things that he expects. And I know all the other referees do, but Pete always copies me on it. And when you're together, you learn as the referee what makes these guys tick. You're interested in them, you let them talk, you listen. As a referee, you listen a lot. You listen to what everybody says. You involve everybody in all of the meetings. You let everybody have their say. You have this trust, confidence, this ethical leadership where nobody else is around but your crew. But you do the right thing. You don't bum rap the office. You don't talk about the way we were graded. You talk all positive stuff. And if somebody's having a problem at home, the crew listens and the crew makes this guy feel good. He's got a backup. They become so close and so together that they talk on the phone all during the week, and it's a family. And you spend more time with your crew during the football season, at least in the NFL and in the colleges as well, for half the year. And of course, this is what makes family. When you walk out on that field, you're all together, you're all connected. And you rely on each other, you have confidence in each other. Now with the 0-2-0, they can talk to each other during the game and stuff like that. It's a wonderful thing, but it's all up to the referee. When you get through with a crew, or they make changes, your best reward as a referee is to hear someone say, gee, I was with Bill Carollo's crew for 2 years. I loved being with him. I just loved it. Instead of, boy, am I glad I'm off that crew. I just didn't like it. Different personalities. You make true friends for life by understanding people and being the right kind of a person. Respecting everybody. Respecting the coaches and the players, no matter how hot it gets and everything else. Teaching everybody to be treated with dignity. And that's the way you build a crew, and it's fun. I mean, it's like taking a management position and getting a bunch of salespeople together and teaching them to work together instead of working individually. I'll make this call, I don't care if you make it or not, and if I see you do something that's not right, I'm not going to say anything. You don't want that. You want a guy to come all the way across the field and say, Joe, I think that ball hit the ground. And Joe, instead of saying, get the heck out of here, he says, thanks, I didn't see it. That's what trust is, and that's what building a crew and keeping it together, that's the most fun. That off-field stuff. Because without all of that off-field stuff, the on-field stuff doesn't work.
That takes a unique person then to be able to manage at that level. That's probably what separates sometimes the great referees from the not so great.
Well, you know, I always say this, but you probably won't put this in there, but I always say the referee is the most important position on the field. He doesn't have any more calls than anybody else, and everybody's got tough calls. But what he has is he has the leadership role and the confidence of the men that are working for him. And no matter how young the referee is and how veteran the crew is, that crew needs a leader. They want him to be the leader. They want him to say, gentlemen, we're having breakfast at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning on the day of the game, And some guy says, nah, I think I'll sleep in. We're all having breakfast together, and we're all having dinner together, and we're going to be together every moment that we're at this game, and we're putting everything else away. We're not going to bring anything else into this but football. We owe it to the people that are hiring us and the teams and everything else to give them everything we have. And what we have is together. So the more we're together, the more we eat together and joke around together and sit 3 hours before the game, the better the game goes. It's a whole world of togetherness and working together and being friends and being tough as nails to make the tough call that makes this thing so intriguing. That's why you have so many people involved in it that maybe before you even came here, you had no idea what the officiating world is. It's so spectacular and so widespread that it affects everybody's life, and yet the average person on the outside has no idea what they do. They think they put on a zebra outfit and go out and work a game and go home. That's it. Anyone that's interested in becoming a top-notch referee and increasing all of your abilities, make sure that you get a hold of Position Power, put up a referee magazine, because it's got all of the information about finding out how good you are and how good you can be.